Hey guys, I hope you're having a good Saturday afternoon. I took a nap. We're probably not going to go see the horses today because it's late and sun's going to be down soon. But I wanted to give you this update that I shared in my long version of my live this morning with Coffee and Conversation. So you can always go there. But please subscribe, tap the bell if you're interested in updates that are summaries. I summarize my unique intel source, who is Mr. Sandman 1 and 2. They're nowhere else. It's not a governmental thing. It's one of my contacts from over there in the sandbox. They're actually defending our freedoms over there and actually securing our investment with Iraq. So I'm going to start with him first, and then I'm going to go to the other bigger summary and try to get this done in a short amount of time for those people who still work for a living, like my husband and I. So I hope you will join this family of people that stay positive. I do coffee and conversations every single morning, 7 days a week. And so you can also pray for me. And my husband's a fireman and an EMT, so he works really hard serving our community, but he also has just started his work at LL Bean because we've got some snow outside. So that's starting his second job. So praying for everybody, guys. I know the inflation sucks, but I'm a financial person, so I don't know. Tune into my content, and I think it'll lift your spirits. So he sent this morning, and I did go over it. And then he also sent CBI News for you. The CBI auctions reached $1 billion the past week. So that is huge, guys, $1 billion. And so he goes now for the rest of the news stories. He gave me some news stories, which is newer today than it was. They're talking about there was an attack on the embassy, and they're saying it was from near around the CBI. So it's kind of interesting what's going on, guys, but I don't think you can really trust everything you hear, right? You have to use your discernment. And it says U.S. skips congressional review to approve emergency sale of tanks shells to Israel. The Biden administration has used an emergency authority to allow the sale of about 14,000 tank shells to Israel without congressional review, the Pentagon said on Saturday. The State Department on Friday used an Arms Export Control Act emergency declaration for the tank rounds worth $106.5 million for immediate delivery to Israel, the Pentagon said in a statement. The shells are part of a bigger sale that was first reported to Reuters on Friday that the administration is asking the Congress to approve. The larger package is worth more than $500 million, includes 45,000 shells for Israel Merkava tanks, regularly deployed in its offensive in Gaza, which has killed thousands of civilians. As the war intensified, how and where exactly the U.S. weapons are used in the conflict has come under more scrutiny, even though U.S. officials say there are no plans to put conditions on military aid to Israel or to consider withholding some of it. Rights advocates expressed concern over the sale, saying it doesn't align with Washington's effort to press Israel to minimize civilian casualties. There was protest downtown associated with this, I think. On Thursday, a Reuters investigation revealed that an Israeli tank crew killed Reuters journalist Izam Abdallah and wounded 6 reporters by firing 2 shells in quick succession from Israel while the journalists were filmed crossing the border. Shelling. So our prayers are with the families of those impacted. Guys, it is very messy, but let's remember, or maybe you don't know if you're new to my channel, God gave me several words about this wealth transfer when it was going to happen. And he said, you can't worry about the banks and what they're doing and all the different requirements that make people a little crazy. They don't really understand it, especially if you're not financially minded. I am, so don't worry. That's why you should be here and subscribed. But God did say that when this happens, it's going to be messy. It's very messy. And so you cannot let this get you down because this thing is done. God told me it was done. And so I've been preparing you, telling you to pray. We started fasting and praying because some things come out only by fasting and prayer. So whatever's holding this up, God's got us, okay? So he's providing this wealth transfer so you can be safe. So if you need encouragement like this, please subscribe and tap the bell because I'm the real deal. You can watch all my content. Most of it's free. There are stuff that you can subscribe to get special content. I do Zooms off this platform that I do for my members. So you can find out more about that if you join us in a live chat or check out some of my old live chats. You can learn a lot from watching my tabs on my channel. I got a lot of different information and also good horse stuff. Again, this is from Sandman. This was like the first thing he sent, but these things update after he sends them. So I'm not sure if what he meant to send me was, why does the U.S. military avoid attacking Houthis? There is Iraq is positioned in a gateway between the West and the East. Everybody wants part of Iraq right now. China's doing deals, Turkey's doing deals, Russia's doing deals, everybody's doing deals with them. If you just watch my other videos under the videos tab about this investment, you're going to learn a lot. Just watch them. They're all short. They're less than 10 minutes. But the U.S. military is avoiding attacking certain things. But basically what the gist was, the Houthis are like they're rebels in Yemen, and they hit commercial ships in the Red Sea last weekend. It triggered an immediate question: will the U.S. military strike back? So they've escalated their attacks against ships as they sail toward this narrowing thing. And U.S. Navy ships have shot down an array of drones headed their way and believed to have been launched by the militant group. But so far, the U.S. has avoided retaliation, a marked difference from its multiple strikes against Iran-backed militias in Iraq and Syria that have fired rockets, missiles, and drones at bases housing American forces in both countries. No one has been reported hurt in these other incidences, separate from those incidences. So the rebels swept down from their northern stronghold in Yemen and seized the capital, Sana'a, in 2014. And then a Saudi-led coalition intervened in 2015 to try to restore Yemen's exiled, internationally recognized government to power. Years of bloody, inconclusive fighting against that Saudi-led coalition settled into a stalemated proxy war between Saudi Arabia and Iran, causing widespread hunger and misery in Yemen, the Arab world's poorest country. The war has killed more than 150,000 people, including fighters and civilians, and created one of the world's worst humanitarian disasters. Ceasefire that technically ended more than a year ago is still largely being honored. Saudi Arabia and the rebels have done some prisoner swaps, and a Houthi delegation was invited to a high-level peace talks in Riyadh in September as part of a wider détente the kingdom has reached with Iran. While they reported positive results, there's still no permanent peace. Well, there's still, now these groups are using drones and targeting ships. Our U.S. has basically, on Sunday, there was a flurry of attacks, including missiles that hit the Unity Explorer, the number 9, and the Sophie 2, all bulk carriers of goods. And throughout that day, the U.S. Carney, a Navy destroyer, shot down 3 drones that were headed toward the ship and also went to the aid of the commercial vessels. On Wednesday, the USS Mason shot down a drone heading in its direction. In a statement, U.S. Central Command said, "We cannot assess at this time whether the Carney was a target of the drones." While the U.S. has carried out airstrikes on Iranian-backed militias in Iraq and Syria that have targeted American troops in 77 different attacks since October 17th, the military has not yet retaliated against the Houthis, or Houthis, how you pronounce it. That reluctance reflects political sensitivities and stems largely from broader Bumbledore administration concerns about upending the shaky truce in Yemen and triggering a wider conflict in the region. The White House wants to preserve the truce, and it's wary of taking action that could open up another front. So, guys, again, messy, right? We can pray, but it's going to be messy when this happens. God gave me 3 words. Can't worry about the banks and the type of money you're going to get. It's going to be messy. Take the money and run. Just take the money and run. What does that mean? Get it into assets, out of the dollar, because we don't know what's going to happen with the dollar. That's my suggestions. That's part of my strategies that the good Lord downloaded on me in 3 different steps. The steps you can access through my ninjas. Look at the information down below to schedule that, or at least find out about that. It's just another option for you other than going to a centralized place. Okay? And now I'm going to go get the more broader intel from the U.S., all the people we love, all the considered gurus that we love. Let's see what they have now. That's 2:58 is the time I'm doing this. Militiaman, the finance minister to the employees of the budget department. No vacation until the end of the year. In other words, stay working. We've got work to do, and it's probably likely going to be significantly more. Why? Because if they change the value of the exchange rate, their budget's going to have to be addressed in a big way. It's telling you the budget's going to be sorted by the end of the year. We're very close. This year is coming to an end quick. And then Pimpy, because this morning I did a forgiveness exercise with everybody, so I forgive and forget. A matter of homeland, a campaign to support the Iraqi dinar and make it the gateway to build the country. The quicker way the quicker they do away with the dollar and start dealing only in their own currency is a huge step towards doing what they can to strengthen their own local currency against the dollar. They're supposed to do that as of January 1st. We know that's what he just said. Frank 26. It says, this is from Supergirl. It says, DYAA got news 2 days ago from Iraqi News. They are removing the zeros, but they didn't say when. Frank said, bingo. Supergirl said, he said it was BBC. News also said something about it. He did hear they are removing the zeros and they will change it to a 1, 5, 10, 20, or a 5 to a 1, 5, 10, 20, 50. Frank said, wow, jackpot. They're going to have denominations like ours in their ATMs. So that's going to be a boon for us. And when they delete the zeros, don't worry, they will have to collect up their larger dollar notes. Mark Z said, a little ad has been rolling over and over Iraqi television lately talking about the dinar and how great it is. They are running ads talking about the future of the dinar. Guys, this is the best time to be alive. Please rejoice. This is a miracle season. This is a Christmas season. I hope you're having fun. Please rejoice. Please join me if you want to have tips of how you pray this in, how you help us pray this in, how you fast and pray this in. Please join me on a live coffee and conversation or watch some of the replays that are already uploaded. I do it every day, guys. I have 2,900 and counting videos on my channel, so I hope you'll join us because I got a lot of information that you need to hear. Encouraging and dealing with the local currency. This mountain goat. Especially with the government's tendency to strengthen the Iraqi dinar against other hard currencies, especially the dollar, as well as seeking to present it first in order to be an issue of a homeland in a real way. They are telling us once again that they must complete the currency reform first as in an integral part of the rebuilding the economy in the country. Their goal is to have the dinar come out higher than the dollar. This is not a fairy tale or a rumor. This is fact now. Guys, it's just the best time to be alive. It's amazing. So I hope you will join us for my happy, positive content. I also have 2 horses that my husband and I just rescued last May. And so I give you shorts with horses. There's 2 donkeys, a sheep, a barn cat, plus my dogs. If you want that kind of happy, positive content every day, you're going to want to subscribe and tap the bell. God bless. Have a great day. This was my report as of Saturday, and I do summaries almost daily. God bless. Bye.